What's up, everybody? Welcome back to What If Boise State Joined the Pac-12. My name is Sean, and my headset apparently has decided to not work to get this audio. Hello? Are you okay? Headset? You okay? Okay, so hang on, hold on, hang on. Turn off. Turn back on. Oh, it was just really quiet. Oh, okay, never mind. Never mind. I'm a big dummy. Big old dummy. What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is a series that happened over on twitch.tv/Shaunosaurus live Tuesday nights as part of the Sports Block, or you can catch it Saturday evenings on YouTube. If you're on YouTube and you're watching this, thank you for watching. If you like this kind of content, be sure to scroll on down, click that subscribe button, ring the bell so you're notified when I post new videos, and check out all the other live streams, all the other games. What is going on with my headset? It's driving me nuts. It keeps cutting. It doesn't matter. Scroll down, subscribe, ring the bell, do all that good stuff. And thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoy. We have a big one this week. I did not look at the matchup last week, so I didn't realize that this one was this soon. But I did know that we got some big schools coming to the blue in the future, in reference specifically to Stanford and Oregon, because those were teams that we played last year that were highly ranked. Losing to Oregon State put us out of the Pac-12 championship, so it was kind of a bummer there. We were able to beat Stanford last year as a number 3 ranked team in California. Can we repeat the process and upset them again, but this time they're as the number 1 seed, and we are on the blue? It's been an interesting season for the Boise State Broncos. I've talked about it at the beginning of every episode. It's just been inconsistent. We're ranked number 18, 4-2. That looks pretty good, but it's been a weird and wacky season. The offense hasn't sustained drives. The defense has allowed other teams back into games, and we finally picked up the first win at home last week. So, been a bit of a rough stretch. We were 3-2 going into last week's game. 3 wins, on the road, 2 wins at home. Very confusing, but we'll go ahead and jump in here. I feel like my headset issue threw me off, and it wasn't even an issue. I just needed to turn up the volume. So good for me. Let's take a look at the top 25 polls so you're caught up on what's going on around the country. Stanford, number 1. Texas A&M, number 2. Auburn, number 3. Oklahoma, number 4, and Mississippi State rounds out the top 5. Oregon jumps all the way up to 6 in quite the leap. We will see them later on this season. Notre Dame, Michigan, Arkansas, Miami, Pittsburgh, Ohio State, Alabama, South Carolina, Florida State, Michigan State, Arizona State, Boise State, us down here at 18, Penn State, NC State, Wisconsin, Oregon State, Oklahoma State, Southern Mississippi, and Washington. Now, I do not see Miami U. Oh, there they are. Miami U up all the way up at 10. Okay. They beat us on the blue, and they're up there in the top 10. Conference standings. Go ahead and take a look at this. Boise State all the way down in 5th with a 4-2 record overall, 3-1 in the conference. Bunch of undefeated teams ahead of us. The Pac-12 North has 5 of the 6 teams ranked, and the only one that's not ranked is Washington State. Down in the South, Arizona State leads with Utah behind them. Arizona, USC, UCLA, and Cal rounding out these rankings. Half of the Pac-12 is ranked with 6 teams in the top 25. 2 of those top 25 teams are about to meet. It's number 1 Stanford taking on number 18 Boise State. Let's see what we have going on in this one. Wait, can I flip? I can flip the uniforms? Do we have something cool that we can use? Away. Alternate. Ooh. Let's go with an orange. How about that? That looks good. I hope that sticks. We're going to watch this game. If it doesn't stick, I won't ever worry about the uniform options again. I had never considered it, though. We're going to jump into the game here, and we'll watch it. We watch this. This is a series where I just watch the game, commentate over it, because I enjoy doing that style of content. And I do have some other ideas for some what-if scenarios that hopefully we can explore in future installments and seasons and stuff like this. I'm not exactly sure how long this is going to run. This is the halfway point-ish of the second season that we've done of Boise State. So I might just run it 3, and that's if I survive getting fired this year. The game has coach contracts that I kind of dumbly turned on. But if I get fired at the end of the year at any point, maybe that'll be the end point. We'll move on to some of the other ideas I have. But for right now, we're going to focus on the number 18 Boise State Broncos taking on the number 1 Stanford Cardinal. We are live on the blue in Boise, Idaho. This is ESPN College Football presented on twitch.tv/Shawnosaurus Rex. Brought to you by today it's Vanilla Coke because it did say the changes. Nice. Today it's Vanilla Coke because I ran out of Mountain Dew. And I just happen to have this sitting next to me because I keep going to Entertain Mart, and I've accidentally trained myself to buy one of these every time I leave the store. So I just have a bunch of mostly full Vanilla Cokes because I don't drink them as fast as I drink Mountain Dew. Boise State coming out of the tunnel wearing a special orange today as they welcome in the number 1 team in the country, the Stanford Cardinal. Like I said earlier in the episode, here's Tom Bennett, 5'11" senior. He has played pretty well on the defensive side. There's Wilson, top target on the offensive side. Boise State beat Stanford last year in California. Stanford was ranked number 3. But that Boise State team was a much better much better team than this Boise State team is. This Boise State team is still good, but it's just not... It's not that level. They're replacing a lot on the offensive side with a new quarterback and a new running back. So that has taken some time to acclimate. Boise State will start by throwing the ball out to the right side. They'll pick up 8 yards, and there'll be a 2nd and 2 at about the 28-yard line after that 1st and 10 play. This is an interesting game to use for this experiment. Technically, it is the correct one to use, just because of when the conferences all realigned and kind of shifted as far as the Pac-12 specifically. It seemed like all of them were right around this kind of area with the SEC and Big 10, Big 12, all of them getting new schools and losing old schools and all those shifts and stuff. But this one's interesting because Stanford, Oregon, Washington were all pretty good, and then adding Boise State into the mix added another top threat for the North Division of the Pac-12. That is going to be a yard short. It'll be 4th down and 1. Good stand for Stanford. They gave up 9 yards, got 2 back, and then gave up only 2 to force a punt. Kick is away. We are only over a minute gone in this game. Nice broken tackle, trying to slide out of another one. Just can't get spun out of it quick enough and is met and taken down. So 1st and 10 for Stanford. So just to quickly finish off that thought, the Pac-12 North in this game is the Pac-12, excuse me, is very top heavy in the North. The North looks about how it looks usually, with a lot of undefeated teams and a lot of teams that have few losses in conference. The South has been a mess. so far, as those teams are a little bit weaker. But it does make for some exciting content as we see a missed throw from Stanford. Making their first trip to the blue, both teams are members of the Pac-12. With both teams as members of the Pac-12, I said that incorrectly. 3rd down and 5. Good defense here for Boise State. As we see only a 4-yard gain. There's Bennett. They pointed him out in the pregame, and he is coming through. Kick is away. We've seen 2 punts here, and both drives that have only taken a little over a minute off the clock each. 2:06 into this game. Anderson puts just a little too much power. Out punted his gunners there. They were getting close. So Boise State will start from the 20-yard line. Single back set. Fires over the middle. Finds his man. That is Brooks, I believe. Brooks will pick up enough for the first down. So it'll be 1st and 10, Boise State. That is indeed Brooks. First down and 10. Again, a pass completion for Boise State out to the right-hand side. I believe that is Brooks yet again catching a couple of balls back-to-back on first down to pick up first down. Boise State must have seen something they liked in the Stanford defense here to give them confidence in throwing the ball. Maybe a mismatch that Brooks creates with his size or speed. Split wide receiver, single back set. Nice blitz from Stanford will stop that right at the line to gain. Clark's been an okay running back. They had another running back, Garcia. I believe Clark got injured in one of the games earlier this season. Garcia came in, ran very well. But Clark is the starting running back, and he is just not a match for who the Boise State Broncos lost last year, as we see a fumble from Manson, who has had an up and down year. Though I believe he is a junior, so we could get another year with him. Maybe this is helpful to have him do something really special next year. So 3rd down and 16. Boise State got off to a very good start here on this drive with a couple of first downs, but all of a sudden they find themselves in a 3rd and very long. Tried to wind up to throw it there and Stanford just a little too quick, so that'll be a sack on Boise State. You could see him getting that animation ready, but 49 did a good job getting off the block. Jennings? And it looks like Manson is going to be injured here, and that is not good for the Boise State Broncos. We'll have to keep an eye on the ESPN area just to my right. See if we can get any injury update from it. This game does not update as frequently or as helpfully as later iterations of the game. So 0-0, 3 punts, 1:15 on the clock here in the first quarter. Short drop for Stanford. That probably should have been picked. Got a hand on it, number 48 did, Lynch. But you want to come down with that one if you read it that well. We do see a lot of those float passes kicked out to the left or to the right. They hang in the air for so long. The defenders are able to make good plays on the ball, and we do see quite a number of interceptions on plays like that. It'll be interesting to see what Boise State does offensively. Their defense is playing pretty well here, forcing a 3rd and 9. Burke, the quarterback for the Stanford Cardinal. I may have just tried to give us an update, and it cut weirdly and just kind of gave up. So that's exciting. Stanford running a little screen here. Great defense for Boise State. They were able to get to the quarterback, Bennett, there involved in the play. he was able to get the ball out of his hand, though. They simultaneously, like, they were almost able to get to the quarterback, but the quarterback got the ball out of his hand. And a nice tackle there to stop that screenplay from hurting them on a third down. Boise State getting one of the biggest returns we have seen yet from them on a punt return. Usually they only get about 5 yards. That was probably 10, maybe 15 for Wilson. So we'll keep an eye out here on who is the quarterback. It's a single back set. Oh, Manson is back in the game. He'll float it out to the left-hand side. Find a receiver he likes. That is Brooks yet again. I believe that's his third reception on the day. 2nd down and 3. Maybe just got the wind knocked out of him. Boise State, nice little play to the outside there. That is Mayhew picking up the first down on 2nd and 3. Most likely this will end the third quarter. Or first quarter, excuse me. We have a 0-0 game. Deepest field position penetration we have seen yet. As we have the Boise State Broncos and the Stanford Cardinal all tied up at 0. Just goose eggs on the board. This is ESPN College Football presented on twitch.tv/Shawnosaurus Here is the second quarter. Boise State with the ball at the 38-yard line. Run a little draw here. It's a good way to get him going, get him some yards. 5-yard run. We'll see him come up with a leg injury, perhaps. Second Boise State player we've seen go down with an injury. This should bring in Garcia, who should be in the back there of that I formation. Oh, it was Clark. It looked like he was injured. Maybe it was just a weird animation. Clark picks up 4, 3rd down and 1. Pitch out to the left side. Excellent defense, well read by the Stanford Cardinal. And Boise State, I don't know if I agree with that call there on 3rd down and 2 or 3rd down and 1 to pitch it to the outside. Either run it right up the gut or try and get a quick pass. You've been successful with a quick pass before. They got Mayhew on that 2nd and 3 with a nice play. Even better, they draw an offsides. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty. 1st down and 10. Saw a fascinating event happen last week where California got an offsides on a 4th and 2, kicked the field goal. The field goal was good, and they declined the offsides penalty that would have given them a 1st down. 3-yard loss on that jet sweep. Mayhew getting blown up in the backfield. There was nowhere for him to go. There were 3 Stanford Cardinal defenders, 1 Boise State blocker. Second down and 13 for Boise State, running the ball yet again, trying to find some room on that left side. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. So Clark picks up 3 yards. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 10 with 3:10 to go here in the first half. There's a fire. There's a catch in the end zone. And there's a touchdown for the Boise State Broncos, who finally put something together. And this has been the Boise State formula throughout the year. It's been volatile, but it has produced results of positivity in the past, as in wins. They rely a lot on big plays like that. They're not the best at sustaining drives over and over again, but they do hit big plays pretty frequently to give them to get them points. So 7-0 after a 2-minute and 26-second 59-yard drive sees a 25-yard pass from Manson to Mayhew and gives the Boise State Broncos the lead at 7-0. Stanford has an excellent run back there, all the way up to nearly the 30-yard line. 29-yard line to be exact. Little triple option play here. Great defense for Stanford. Forces a 5-yard loss. They covered that play perfectly. Everybody stayed home, stayed exactly where they needed to be. And Stanford is going backwards. And they'll hand off, looking for something on the right side again. Nothing doing. 3rd down and 13. They technically a gain of 2 yards. Stanford could be in a little bit of danger. Giving up the ball to Boise State, who has seemed to find something. Hit as he threw. Should have been a pick. That absolutely should have been an interception. They pointed him out in pregame, and he is all over the field. Boise State forces a very quick 3-and-out. Stanford losing 3 total yards on the play. They'll flip the field here a little bit, and that's more the return style we see from the Boise State Broncos. About 5 yards or so, and then that's it. 2 minutes and 13 seconds remain here in the first half. It's been a quick-paced game. Lots of runs from both teams. Keeping that clock churning and moving as we see another run. Boise State this time. Trying to work on that right side. Nothing doing for Clark.
That makes it 2nd and 10. Timeout.
Boise State with a timeout here right at the 2-minute warning. Come out into a 5-wide set. Find a player over the middle. Wouldn't be surprised if that's, yet again, it's Brooks. Picks up a few yards. Sets up a 3rd and very manageable 3rd and 3. Hand the ball off into the backfield. Slips and slides. Pushes forward and gets a 1st down. Clock stops as they reset the chains, get everybody set. Boise State working with 2 timeouts and a float pass over the middle. That is an excellent play. That's what Boise State likes to do. They like to use Clark. They like to use Brooks. Wilson's a good target. Mayhew a good target as well. There's a float pass over to no one. Manson was feeling it there. It's going to be a difficult throw to fit in between those 2 defenders. Good of him to just throw it away. Out of the back of the end zone, no big deal. Rolls to his right, fires, and that should have been intercepted. Nice defensive play there. I believe that's Mayhew. Make sure that ball does not get caught. Boise State looking at a 3rd down and 10. Stanford brought the house, and they got to him. Stanford would be wise to take a timeout here. Like Boise State, Boise State was running a screen play there. There just was not enough time. We'll sit here and just enjoy the silence. I'll just think about how I hit just a super big wall. I was like, fine, cool, up, I'm awake, I'm feeling good, feeling hyped, feeling energized, tired, exhausted. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So 31 seconds remain here in the first half. .138. 138 off the clock. Hale has the field goal go through the uprights, and it puts the Boise State Broncos up 10-0. Boise State down to 1 timeout here. Nice little juke move. Not a whole lot that he can do, though. He'll get tackled right at the 20. So Jenkins with an all-right return. We'll give him an extra yard to the 21. Hands off to the right side. Finds a little more room than they've been able to come by so far. A whole 5 yards. Looks like Stanford might just be running out the clock here. And that is what they will do. So, 10-0 is your score. Number 1 Stanford behind the 18th ranked Boise State Broncos. Boise State spoiled Stanford last year, and they are on track to do it again. Second half action coming up here in just a moment. The players are hyped like it's the end of the game for some reason. I have not seen that animation before. Stanford does get the ball back. The ball first, here in the third quarter. I guess technically it would be ball back because they did just have it. Fielding it again. Nice hurdle there. Gets all the way up to the 30-yard line. Stanford, we'll see what kind of adjustments they made here in the halftime period. Here's a little bit of the game track. It's been a defensive struggle here. A couple of sacks you're seeing here. Third one for the Stanford defense. I believe that one led to a field goal. Stanford looked like they were running a little bit of a delay, tackled in the backfield. They'll give him no gain there. Second down and 10. Run goes for 5. It looks like maybe we have a Stanford player injured as well. We've seen a couple of what look like injury animations, but the players have remained in the game or come out on the next possession. Beautiful screenplay by the Stanford Cardinal. It looked like Boise State actually had that pretty well defended, and it looked like it wasn't going to get the first down. Instead, it gets a first down and a whole lot more for Hale, who outruns Bennett among other players to pick up first down and 10 yardage for the Stanford Cardinals. So Stanford having a good, successful first drive of the second half so far. Still early.
Brown carries the ball. That's good for a gain of 5 yards. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Nice defense there by Boise State to only give up a gain of 2. Brown, the running back this time around. Hale was in earlier, had that big screen play. See what they do here. 3rd down and 3-eye formation. Fake the handoff to the fullback, pitch it to the running back, and Boise State with an excellent defensive play there to stuff that just as soon as he touched the ball. So the Stanford offense gets stymied there as they got a little closer to the goal line. That screen play, really nice play, but really the only big play for the Cardinal on that drive. And we are looking at a 10-3 ball game. 2:55 here. As you watch the officials not really know what to do. Replay of the kick. Seven-play, 39-yard drive. Took 2 minutes and 1 second off the clock. 48-yard field goal was good. I'd assume that most of the yards on that drive came off the screen play that they ran. That worked so beautifully against the Boise State Broncos, who returned the kickoff up to about the 21-yard line or so. Wilson with a return there. They'll give him an extra yard. They'll put him at the 22. See what Boise State has for their first drive of the second half. They'll try to find a little room on the right side. Nothing doing. It's going to be a loss of 1. Nice play there by Stanford. They saw exactly what Boise State wanted to do and made sure that they couldn't do it. Clark, number 11, Sullivan, getting into it, having some words, exchanging. Second down and 11. It's going to be a 4-yard gain.
Third down.
And that'll be a 3rd down and 7. So, see if Boise State can make a conversion here. You don't want to give Stanford the ball back super early. They're going to go instead long pass down the sideline, in and out of the hands of the receiver. Would have been a big one. Mayhew, normally a sure-handed target, just couldn't come down with that one. So that'll be a 3 and out for the Boise State Broncos, who will immediately give the ball back to the Stanford Cardinal, who had the most success they've had on their previous possession. Don't want to give the number 1 team in the country too much momentum, especially when you're leading by 2 scores, as Boise State was at the half. .154 to go here in the 3rd. 10-3 interception. That is exactly what the Boise State Broncos needed. A little bit of a momentum swing, something just to slow Stanford down. That's a nice pick. We might have another injured player, but again, we've seen multiple injury animations, and that man's just on the turf. Hopefully he's okay. Made a huge play, a big giant play for his team, and you hate to see it as the game is locked up, air quotes. Just needed a little help. Just need to hit the X button, get it to move itself along. Boise State will try a little bit of a draw. Nothing doing on 1st and goal. Clark, maybe a loss of 1. Stanford was looking so good. They got a 3 and out on Boise State after scoring the field goal. Hopefully getting a little bit of momentum going into their next drive. Immediately throwing a huge interception.
That makes it 3rd and goal.
These are not great plays from the Boise State Broncos. The draw I'm all right with, it just didn't work. This one, I don't like the float pass out to the side. I think it's awful. Clock is moving down under a minute here in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down and goal. They're going to run a draw again, just like they've just settled for the field goal. They didn't even take a shot into the end zone. Not a great drive for the Boise State Broncos. And maybe there's where you kind of try and milk the clock a little bit. Obviously, you want to trust your defense. You know, they just got you an interception, but at the same time, I don't know how many possessions you want to give the Stanford Cardinal before they start to catch on fire a little bit. Saw a little bit of those stats there. Field goal was good. I don't think they moved the ball at all. They may have even had lost yards there.
Jenkins with the return. Kickoff return, 23 yards.
So 33 seconds here remaining in the 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 2 coming up for the Stanford Cardinal. There's a little end around. Nice avoidance of the tackle there. Got out of that first hit. That was well behind the line of scrimmage. Not even going to be a 1st down. Just a fantastic defensive play. He was able to slip out of it, find enough yards to get a 1st down for the Stanford Cardinal. We might be seeing the last play of the 3rd quarter. They'll snap it quickly. They'll get met in the backfield. Fall forward for a yard. That's Bennett, who they highlighted in the pregame. Stanford's down 10, 13-3, a defensive struggle here. Boise State has the upper hand in this one. Number 1 on the ropes in Boise. This is ESPN College Football presented on twitch.tv/Shawnosaurus Rex. Thank you for watching. Third down and 6 is coming up as we have entered the fourth quarter of action live from Boise, Idaho. Just kidding. We're in Boise in video game times. We're in a different area in my real life. There's a little screenplay that just didn't do anything. I don't know who the intended receiver was, but it looked like that Tyler, that defender, really blew up that play and just put an offensive player in the wrong spot. Like it just bounced off a helmet. That was odd. Fourth down and 6. Punt's going to be fielded at the 17-yard line, and he'll get very little. 8 yards, maybe 9, up to around the 25 or so. And we will see the Boise State Broncos take over with 4:24 remaining. Manson drops back to pass. Now he's going to run. He's got 5. He's almost got the first down. Takes a head-on hit instead of sliding. Gets those extra yards and gets a first down. Pitch out to the left side, met immediately in the backfield. They're going to drop Clark for a loss of 4. He is not going to have great stats today. That was well done by the Stanford defense. They're just blown up immediately, and Clark had nowhere to go. Under 4 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Boise State moving pretty quick. Got the quarterback draw earlier to work. Got the running back draw to work on that possession, or that play, excuse me. And that's a nice 12-yard gain. It's going to set up a third and very manageable right around the logo for the Boise State Broncos. Third down and 2, to be exact. Play action pass here. Surprised Manson didn't just run it up the field a little bit. Instead, he tried that little pass there into coverage, and it's going to be incomplete. Fourth down and 2. That's a weird play. Manson had all the room to get the first down. He didn't need much. But instead, it'll be 4th and 2. They'll kick it into the end zone. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 20 with 3:17 remaining. Boise State's defense has played very well throughout this game. Obviously, they've only held Stanford to 3 points. They have an interception. Looks like they're going to run a little bit of a screenplay, but an excellent play from number 97. He has been fantastic on defense all season long. Big play from Stanford. They're going to get behind the defense, and mercifully, he'll get tackled at the 40. Mercifully, as far as the Boise State defense is concerned. We have seen Boise State be burned on big long pass plays, specifically the UCLA game, where they gave up a lot of them. There's another pass, another deep pass play. 27 in the way to deflect that pass. Maybe should have come down with that one, Ward. You got to come down with that one. And it looks like Stanford is just in Hail Mary mode. They'll float it out to the right-hand side. Excuse me. It's going to be a fumble. 33 will fall right on top of it. They'll lose 12 yards, and it is 3rd and 22. Burke is hurt. Hurt his arm, so this is going to get even more difficult for Stanford because they're going to have to bring in a backup quarterback to finish off this game, as it is 2:44 remaining. A 3rd and 22. This is one of the worst situations you can come in. Burke getting a nice ovation from the crowd. Getting taken off on the cart. That is not a good sign. Hope he is playing again soon. And we have a new quarterback in for the Stanford Cardinal. Let's see what he can do on 3rd and 22. Avoids the first hit and immediately gets sacked. Loses 7 yards. Boise State had to have just the easiest defensive call right there. Get to the quarterback. He is coming in cold off the bench. It is 3rd down and 22. They're down by 10. They need a huge play. Just pin your ears back and go. He was able to avoid the first hit, though. 4th and 29. And Boise State is in fantastic position here as the punt soars into the end zone. Start kind of milking this clock a little bit, and they're going to knock off. Again, they'll knock off Stanford as a top 3 team. Absolutely mind-boggling. Game kind of started to run the clock down for us. It's a big run off the right side for Clark. Stanford will take a timeout. They're not out of it yet. They need some help. Boise State, excuse me, needs one more first down. Should be good to go. It really wants to just end this game, finish it up. Hand off left side. Doesn't find a ton of yards. So it'll be 3rd down and 6. Minute and 57 seconds remaining. They could at least knock this down to like 1:10 or so on the clock. They'll run a delayed handoff. That'll do it. Stanford can't stop the clock. Boise State just picked up the first down. That'll seal the game. Stanford came in as the #1 team in the country. And they are going to lose to the Boise State Broncos, who look better. They look like they're improving. They got that key interception, only led to a field goal. But still a very positive outcome for the Broncos. So I'll run the ball yet again, making the tackle after a 1-yard gain. A couple more plays here, and we'll be all done with episode number 7 of the 2nd season. My goodness, Boise State. Stanford's Achilles heel. The interesting thing is going to be as we move through this season, they were able to take care of Stanford. They beat UCLA. Arizona, one of the Arizonas. But they got beat down by one of the Pac-12 schools. So we'll see how that affects. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Arizona. I don't know. A wild finish, though. 13-3 in a very fast-paced, efficient game for both teams. #1 goes down, only scores 3 points. And yet again, Boise State knocks off a top 3 Stanford team. I keep saying it because it's just unbelievable every time it comes out of my mouth. Mayhew with a nice touchdown there. Wow. Mayhew, 2 receptions, 40 yards, and a touchdown. Player of the game. Not a whole lot went on in that game, honestly. Brooks had a bunch of catches, but didn't have the yards or the touchdown. Stanford did do a whole lot on offense. Boise State really didn't do a whole lot on offense either. They just kind of played keep away for the most part. A couple of fumbles for each team that were not recovered by the defense that put them in deep holes. Unfortunately, Stanford lost their quarterback on their last possession. Just a bit of an oddball game. Boise State able to get the one big play they need for the touchdown. Other than that, they scored 2 field goals. One of them coming after this Lynch interception. It was run back to around the 10-yard line or so. That was an important tackle right there for Boise State. Boise State, like I was saying, got, well, there's the thumbnail. Boise State's been burned in the secondary a couple of times, and they were able to not get burned that time, but still give up a big play. I don't know. It's a weird one. We're gonna have a fantastic thumbnail for this game, but you already know that because you watched the video on YouTube. It's what we call a PlayStation 2 controller. Here is a PlayStation 3 controller. As always, we will check the end of game stats. We just check the player stats, not super worried about anything else. 9 for 13 for 120 yards and a touchdown was Robert Manson. 69% completion percentage, so that's very nice. Jay Clark, 21 attempts for 48 yards, 2.2 yard average. Manson, 4 for negative 13. Mayhew, 1 for negative 3. Receiving wise, Brooks, 4 for 36, 9 yard average, long of 11. Mayhew, 2 for 40. And the touchdown, Utley, 1 for 8. Smith, 1 for 2. Clark, 1 for 34. And then defensively, whoops, want to go to sacks here. A couple of sacks, 1 for Wright, 1 for Abrams. Interception wise, you had Hale. That's the kicking. Whoops, hold on. Defensively, you had Lynch, who had 1 interception. I hit R2. And that Hale almost got credit for an interception. He did not intercept the ball. He made a couple field goals. That'll do it. That was an odd game. It was a very fast game. Seems like every time I say it, like, oh, this game's going really quick. The recording time isn't super. Did I goof that up on accident? I think I did. Yeah, I did. God dang it. I keep hitting my mouse with stuff. I did it the other day where I just smashed it on accident and it's like, oh, cool. Maybe that's too loud? No, that looks about right. I don't even know. If that's too loud, I apologize. Everything's falling apart here at the end of this video. What I was saying is every time it seems like a game is like efficient and it's going to be a little quicker than normal, it always ends up at the same length. But this one is a considerably shorter video. But I hope you enjoyed it all the same as the normal videos. Big win for Boise State, number 18 taking out number 1. Holding Stanford only 3 points, getting a key interception, kicking a couple of field goals, doing their thing, making that big play, separate themselves, and get a win. We will see you next week for another installment of What If Boise State joined the Pac-12. Until then, thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe, ring the bell, check it out live over on twitch.tv/SeanOsaurusRex, all that good stuff. And we'll see you in the next one. Go Broncos.